Yes, it
That's what I
is.
always like to say is we might as well just go ahead and get started.
Yeah, I started it out by asking. You might not have heard of if you want to chat a little bit before we record.
Yeah, I sure didn't.
Nah, it's all good.
I just blew past it. I got distracted because you were commented about my forehead,
Yeah,
which I'll be honest, I'm a little bit sensitive about because I've got a lot of it and because I don't have a lot of hair.
yeah.
Um, and I couldn't
Well,
speak
not
back.
just your forehead, all of your head.
Just my face, just my
Yeah,
my my whole head.
but definitely the upper two-thirds, I feel like are very ape-like. And I'm just saying, I mean, just pure observation, no
I have,
judgment value at
I,
all.
yeah, no, of course not. I can't do anything about my face.
Uh-uh.
Um,
Change it.
I've never heard this before though, so I am a little bit intrigued about where you're
Well,
coming from.
when you were very intent on figuring out your audio problem
Yeah,
earlier.
I was kind of like this.
Your head was tilted. See, I'm showing off my thin patch too. Your head was tilted. Yep, you're doing it.
Okay.
And it just looked very ape-like to me. I thought, or you know what it could be? It could be Harry and the Hendersons because it was kind of elongated. Do you remember Harry from Harry and the
Yeah,
Hendersons?
I never thought that was a funny movie though.
Oh man, I couldn't tell you. I had to watch it when I was like 4 or 5. I don't even know if it's an appropriate movie.
I feel like, well, I feel
It's
like
kind
it.
of ET-ish, right? It was an ET ripoff.
Oh, I don't know about that. But I do know I wasn't allowed to watch it as a kid.
Yeah, because it was
So,
sinful.
well, there's something sinful about it.
Just because it
I
was
don't,
worldly.
I don't know if it was because it had Bigfoot, or if maybe it had language, or if it had some inappropriate, some boobs or something. I don't know.
Oh man, I wish. I don't know.
Did you know that? Did you know that Jaws had boobs in it?
Hell yeah, I did.
I didn't know that. I tried to watch the other day with the kids, and I was like, "Dang!" And no,
Hmm.
it wasn't the other day. It was last year.
Uh, I, I, I need to tell you something. I realized this, and it kind of makes sense what you were saying. I didn't realize, I discovered that Amish folks, Theo Vaughn had a podcast with an Amish kid recently. He's on, what's that called, where they get on their little retreat when they're
The
16?
Rumspringer, something like that.
Rumspringa. That's how he was saying it. Rumspringa.
Yeah.
It, this kid was kind of crazy. Yeah, so he's on his wild phase, but he was giving me some of the history, the audience, the history of the Amish folks, and I didn't know this. They broke off from Anabaptists hundreds of
Yeah,
years ago.
I knew
Makes so
that.
much sense. You guys are so alike with the cultish behavior.
Well, Anabaptists they're in the same family. We're in the same family as whatever they are.
Baptist.
No, Amish. Yeah, Baptist, Anabaptist, Amish. We're all kind of that I didn't know.
What can you give me? Can you give me the history of the Baptist church or of your Baptist church? I can give you some of my history of my denomination.
Well, I can tell you this: don't smoke, don't swear, don't watch R-rated movies,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
listen.
yeah. I get all the bummer rule
Oh
stuff. Can you give me a timeline? Like, do you know, did they have you study history in this specific
no,
cult? Oh, no.
no, no, no.
Hmm.
But so
That's important. That's a big flag. If you don't get the history of your organization, maybe you should. Maybe you should know a little bit about the
worth
history.
it's worth a little look.
Worth a little
But
dig
I
in.
gotta get this out. I've been trying to say this for like 30 seconds.
Oh, I
Uh,
apologize.
I forgive you. I was watching a TikTok. I was scrolling TikTok as before we were about to start, and I've seen this kid a couple times. He's come across my feed where he's at a college. It's a college age kid, and he's got a Bible and he's at some sort of a game, and he's just like pronouncing judgment, like "Woe to you, blah blah blah, you wicked blah." And I've seen a couple of his videos, and on this one, the name of his church came on the screen. So I looked it
Uh-huh.
up, and it was a Pentecostal holiness church,
Hell yeah.
and I had no idea how similar they were to independent fundamental Baptists. So like I was reading through their statement of faith. They differ every like this statement of faith could go across like every Baptist church, except at the end where it talks about speaking in tongues and the baptism of the Holy Spirit. But outside
Okay.
of that, I was shocked. Like I didn't realize we had that much in common.
What were the big bullet points that rang that were familiar?
Uh, the Bible is true and inerrant, infallible, inspired. The
Obviously.
1611 King James version.
I like that.
That's a very independent Baptist thing. This was kind of weird. They were said something about we believe, when it went through God created man, He created genders and He created marriage, He created sex, blah blah blah. You know where this is going. At the end of that section, it specifically says it is imperative that all members of this church agree with the statement on marriage and sexuality, blah blah blah.
We
But
have to
nothing
have
else.
total authority.
Nothing
Yeah.
else. You don't have to agree with the
Oh,
Christ
that was
being
the
God.
only statement that had it.
That was the only statement that said it is imperative that members of this church agree with this statement. And I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
That was see matters of morality and like everything was just check 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 except the speaking in tongues.
Man.
So yeah, that was weird. I just came from an interesting place.
Where'd you come from?
I just came from a talk on the Baha'i faith,
The Baha'i faith.
which
Not Baha'i. We just met. It's hello. Not Baha'i. It's hello.
uh, to say that it was a talk on the Baha'i faith is maybe on the Baha'i faith is maybe a little bit misleading because
There is no Baha'i faith, right?
well, it was interesting.
Or it's all the faiths.
I need to do some more looking into it. The conversation was spirituality in a time of great disconnection or something like that.
Mm.
And there were like 6 readings that were apparently from something Baha'i readings. I'm not sure what their book is. And then we just had a conversation. So it was like, I'll bet there were probably 10 people there in a circle.
Where does Baha'i originate from?
No idea.
Mm.
I'm guessing India, maybe, or somewhere in Asia, just because of how it's spelled. B apostrophe. I think it's B apostrophe AHAI.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was neat to. I wasn't expecting a round like a circle. It felt kind of like an AA meeting. What I was expecting was like somebody giving a talk, and there would be a audience, and we would all just listen. So needless to say, when I walked in, I saw the circle. I was like, shit. I'm gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to introduce myself and say.
But you don't have to, right?
You don't have to. I did. I talked more than I probably should have. I at one point I leaned over to the. I happened to be sitting next to the facilitator, and I was like, "Hey, will you tell me if I'm talking too much?" Because it really was a very interesting conversation. It was cool.
Yeah. This kind of speaks on your need to be approved a little bit, like in a group of total strangers that you don't know from Adam.
Yeah. I want all of you to really like me.
And just so you know, I apologize in advance if I do anything, but I'm going to do it in a nice way. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Let me know if I'm going a little too far, if I'm getting a little chatty.
Yeah. So it was cool. I won't go next week because next week I'm going on my vision quest to Colorado. Mm-hmm. The week after that, I'll probably come back.
Man. Yeah, Colorado is going to be fun, I bet, for you. We're going there in Christmas time. It's my first time going. I've never been.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
See family. I got a buddy from the Navy, Sean. I haven't seen since he got out in 2007, I want to say. I haven't seen him. So pretty much 20 years. I have a friend who lives there in Boulder. I got an aunt, a Blackwood aunt, and I'm not, I don't know a ton of that family. I got a Blackwood aunt that's there in Colorado Springs and a brother-in-law that lives in Denver, Aurora area.
Yeah. Okay. So are you guys going to try it? How long are you going to be there?
Probably a couple weeks.
Nice. Okay.
It's got to be more than a week to make it worth it.
You should have you ever been snowboard?
Yeah. Yeah. That wasn't a very confident answer.
No, tell me about that.
Oh, what if I answer like this? Yeah. Yeah, I have.
You got to ask. Sometime you got to ask T-Pac about his snowboard.
T-Pac snowboarding?
One
Now,
of,
why is that funny? Just to mention it. I feel like
one of my one of my funniest memories was we we had a group of us guys went out to Colorado, to Keystone, I think it was, and it was
that
like a
were
group.
Kears, Keystone and Kears.
Curves like, I think there was four of us, maybe five, and we went snowboard. My brother had never been.
We're going
Um,
snowboard, brother.
he'd never been, and I kind of have a bad habit of just assuming that things are going to be like. I took to snowboarding like it became relatively easy, and so I'm like, yeah, dude, you got no problem. Don't even. We don't need to worry about the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah,
Put your snowboard on. We'll go to the top. We'll figure it out. And he was like,
I've
bet.
yeah.
So, uh, he put his board on and he went at the top, and
You
uh,
literally told him. I was gonna say you made him think, but you literally told him it's no big deal. There's
no
nothing to
big deal.
worry about.
All you got to do is get off the lift and go down.
Just
Uh,
survive. Try to beat gravity.
so, so getting, I'll tell you, like even for somewhat experienced beginners, getting off the lift can be tricky. Like it just is. Like it's hard to do. So,
Is
uh,
Teapot experience skiing? No, no.
no, this was his this was his
This was
experience.
day one. Okay.
Yeah. So he tumbles off, no problem. I'm not. It is what it is.
Whatevs. Whatevs.
Gets the board hook
He
strapped on.
face plants? Like, does he get snow on his beard?
I don't
You don't even
remember. I
you
because I
even
was
avert eye contact to like not make him feel bad.
I was a little bit down, just a little bit, just down the way a little bit, so I could see that he fell. And then he came about 5 feet, fell 5 feet, fell. At some point, I see him on his hands and knees, and he's like punching the ground. He's so fucking pissed. As later, later, I end up going down a little bit, and I see ski patrol coming with somebody on their little snowmobile, and they're taking him down. But he hadn't gotten hurt. He was just like, I'm not getting down this mountain. I need a ride. So, so,
I can hear his voice. Yeah, boys, I'm not making it down.
and I love my bros, and so I'm not making fun of them.
You can. He's your
I
brother.
kind of
That's one of the things.
I felt kind of bad because homeboy went to Colorado,
Uh-huh.
rented a snowboard, got the lift ticket, and literally snowboarded for about 45 seconds.
This
He
was a
had
huge investment in fun to not have actually fun.
Yeah. Now I do think he had fun because at the time neither of us were heavy drinkers, but I believe he had some hard apple cider. This is back when we were Baptists, so we couldn't really
Oh,
drink. Yeah.
okay.
But
I was gonna
it was
say
good
there's
time.
other things to get into, I imagine. There's other things to get into in Colorado besides snowboarding.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so years past, that was 20 plus years ago, 25
Yeah.
years ago, probably. I still go at least once a year.
Uh-huh.
I've got last time or a couple times ago, I got smart and I just bought some snowboards off of Marketplace because I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
people out there, they're going to be going through their snowboards like,
Yeah. And they're jacking up prices, probably all the retail, definitely all
for
the
sure, for
retail.
sure.
And
And so,
renting can be just as expensive as buying them.
well, that's the thing. If you rent 3 times, like I was going to pay for these boards in this one trip.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I might look for some while I'm out next week.
And so after an event like that, I imagine you fancy yourself now as a pretty good skier. You're like, I don't want to brag. I mean, there's nothing to, right? Am I onto
Can
something
we?
here?
Yeah, but can you just clarify snowboard?
Okay.
Because I don't have anything. I've got nothing against homosexuals, but I'm
Just
not.
like
So if you could just
snowboard.
thank you.
Now, what if there was, so you're cool, you're like the skateboarder at the skate park, but I want to show up with the inline skates.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it.
I
Cool
wanna
rollerblades, buddy.
I want to show up with some blades that say Blaze on the side.
Or
and
a
like,
scooter. You're showing
yeah.
up with a scooter at the skate park.
I will whip a scooter, son. I'll flip that sucker around. I'll do 360s.
until you hit your shin.
Ooh, I've done that.
That'll stop it. That'll stop it real quick.
Now, I'm rubbing my hand on my shin right now. I'm I'm about to turn 40. I'm a young man, still youngish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lots of vigor.
Um, I have at least 40 years. I feel like I might even have extra years worth of dents on my shin bone just
Okay.
from years of uh walking into trailer hitches, walking into coffee tables, wa-
You
walking
don't you don't have lower, like not peripheral, but like lower
sensory peripheral or sensory, what is it? Observation?
vision. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I bang my shins a lot. Okay, well, that's kind of answers my question. I was going to ask, do you have a story's book worth of dents on your shins? No?
No, I
I
mean,
got, mm. When I go down my hand, like if it was a line on a lie detector, you would think I'm full of shit. My shins.
yeah, no, I'm pretty
Huh.
smooth.
No, well, here you go. This might be a reason. When you were 13 to 18, did you take uh rope and tie it around any hard object that you could and then try to like trees or poles, basketball poles, telephone poles, and then try to kick that with your shin to toughen your shins and
No,
hopes you
no,
might be a K1 fighter?
that's the sort of thing that would put a bunch of dents in your shin, I would imagine.
Ah,
That that
huh.
might that might be where you got him.
Huh, huh. That and walking into mini trailer hitches and coffee tables.
What's a K1 fighter? Was that like a
That
UFC?
it was so back I kind of just dated myself just then. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a kickboxer who partnered, his name was Kung Lee, I believe. He was a Vietnamese kickboxer that was an American fighter, like whatever. He was a Taekwondo guy, but he started this kickboxing league called K1. He started it with Chuck Norris, and it was
Oh, nice.
yeah, it was Chuck Norris. I think he was trying to get into the MMA game back in the day. It was a more expanded rules version of kickboxing, but essentially
Chuck
that's all it was.
Chuck Norris was, or this other guy?
Chuck Norris was opening the league with him, but this guy Kung Lee was like the main competitor promoter of this league, K1.
Okay.
And it turned like K1's still around. It turned it, but I don't know if Kung Lee's involved anymore. Now it's pure kickboxing. It's like the K1 Grand Prix is the world like standard in kickboxing, but it's definitely more Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Um yeah, when I was 13 getting into Taekwondo, I fancied myself as going to be a petite Asian man fighter. I always thought that skinny kids, this is a thing, I think it might be a fat psyche because I grew up as a plumper kid when I was little, and I was always so jealous of skinnies. I thought that you guys were just naturally faster and more athletic. That yeah,
We are.
just that,
We are.
yeah, yeah, okay. Um, and so when I was a teenager, I thought, man, if I could just be Bruce Lee, if I could just be yeah, this guy from K1. If I can just be a skinny Asian man, I could
That's it.
take over the world.
There's so many things you could do.
Dude,
So
Bruce Lee tricked us
how's
because
that?
in reality, that's the world that was sold to me by Kung Fu flicks. Is that a small Asian man can walk into like a room full of Navy SEALs and with the
Yeah.
flick of his wrist,
As long as his name is Bruce Lee.
as long as his name is Bruce Lee or Jet Li or whoever it was at that time.
Yeah.
But reality is it doesn't work. The reality is it sucks to learn. You can be a black belt, you in jujitsu, you can be a Golden Gloves boxer, but if you're 120 pounds and a 200-pound or greater guy gets a hold of you, your skill has to far exceed the physics that he has on his side.
What was the normal fighting style of your people?
Of my people, you mean my cultural people?
Yeah, your genetics.
Oh, well, Scottish, Irish. There's a bunch. There's actually a long line of Celtic. It goes by different names, either in Ireland or Scotland, but of wrestling. There's
Oh,
there's a lot of grappling, and I think pretty much all of Europe inherited Greece's boxing legacy to a degree. Like anywhere Rome went, boxing and grappling went with it to a degree.
okay. They didn't have any special kind of warfare tactics or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, they sure did, but I don't know it.
That
Celtic
surprises
people
me a
did.
little bit.
William Wallace. I don't know the name of it. Yeah, I should. I should look into the name of that.
I bet you will soon.
Yeah. I bet right after this, actually. Take a little scribble here. How you doing, man? Anything new going on?
Uh, no, just going on just going on a little vision quest here. Not, I'm going a week from today. Now, did I
What?
tell you? Did I tell you my
Oh,
plan?
no.
Okay, here's my plan. So I'm getting there on Sunday evening, and I'll leave Friday, kind of whenever I want, whenever. Um, I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but here's how I want it to work. So Sunday night, I want to get there and I want to get all my supplies, groceries, all my stuff. Um, and then so whenever I go to bed Sunday, and then when I wake up Monday, I'm going to have 2 days, like a full 2 days where I just don't speak. Okay. Doing a little vow of silence. Now you might be asking yourself right now,
Hmm.
what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like
Okay.
what? You might be, I don't know. Or you
That's
might be,
not the words I was using.
or you
In my
might be
mind.
like, you might be like, okay.
Why? Why?
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
simple
So
question.
okay, so
It was
so
nice. It
for
was in
two
my mind.
days,
It was a nice tone.
for two
Why?
days, I'm not going to speak. Now, for the second of those days, so for day one, I don't want to see another human. Okay,
Yeah. I
so
get that.
no
No
interaction.
explanation needed on that.
I probably won't leave the house. I might, but I don't want to interact with another person. So
Right.
no media, no phone, no, like, everything's
Hmm.
going to be off. It's just going to be me.
Okay, that's challenging. You're gonna totally unplug.
Yeah, I'm going to be solitary confinement for the first day, and
Now, are
then
you gonna go window? Are you gonna go airplane mode, or are you gonna turn everything off?
off. Now, see, I'm tempted. This actually has me a little bit confused because I would kind of like music,
Yeah.
but I don't want to be I don't want any human interaction.
You
And
better bring
so
that cassette player.
so maybe
You got to
maybe I
make a
could
mixtape.
maybe I could just do beatboxing. No, I can't do that either because I don't want to make any sounds.
That's right.
Yep, I'm a vow
Well,
of silence.
not no sounds with your body, but what about sounds with your hand? Because that's going to be hard to avoid.
You know, clapping.
Yeah. But well, actually, what I'm thinking of is more like this.
I might do that. I might, if I can do it silently, I'll do that.
You want to
Um,
do one of these?
So yeah, so for 2 days, I'm not going to speak. For the first day, I'm not going to see another person. For the second day, I'm going to go hiking.
Uh,
Um, and so I've already practiced this. Somebody may want to speak with me. I'm very
there might be a case where someone wants to say, "Hey," and
Hi.
you're required to.
And then
What if they start signing to you at that point?
uh, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to have to. They're just going to have to get it because at the end of the day, I don't know them anything. I want
Right.
them to like me. That's important.
That's one thing you're going there to shed. You're going there to shed that skin of I need you
Well,
to like me.
we'll find out.
We'll see.
Okay, so that's days 1 and 2. Wednesday, I'm going to go out. Wednesday, I'm going on a paranormal tour. Um,
Oh,
Apparently, Cripple Creek has some ghosts. It's got some haunts.
up
So
on Cripple Creek. She's
I'm going to check that
down.
out. Um, and I don't know, I might go up to Colorado Springs. I'll have a day of just whatever, whatevs.
There are two songs named Cripple Creek that I really like. They're very different, but they're both named Cripple Creek. And I think they're both named after the town Cripple Creek in Colorado.
I think it's got quite a history.
Yeah.
I gather that it was kind
Was
of an
it a
old.
hippie town?
Well, it was an old gambling town. Like I think it
Mm,
was like an old cowboy. Um,
yeah.
that's what I've heard. I'll find out. I'll have more info for you next week or the week after.
How do you think you would have done? Like, what if you go there on your quest and uh, whatever happens on your quest happens. You close your eyes, and then when you open them, you're in 1870 Cripple Creek, Colorado. I'm talking about saloons,
Yeah. Hell
dirt
yeah.
roads, rough men,
Yes.
harder women. Yeah.
Okay. Rough
And
men, much like myself.
rough men, much like yourself. Um, you know that they're not going to accept your appearance.
I mean, it'd be in their best interest if they did, because I don't take kindly to strangers making fun of me.
You don't take kindly to folks getting in your crawl.
I sure don't.
Uh-uh.
Don't you worry about what's in my ears.
Don't
You
you
got a
worry.
problem with it? Why don't you come closer?
What are some of the things that they would say? Hey there, fella. Hey there,
I'm guessing they
you
would
daisy.
probably that my earrings would probably cause some confusion.
Hey, what's going
Um,
on with them ears?
Boy, why you got wood in your ears?
But
Uh,
you got to match that energy real quick, almost like a pack of wolves. You have to establish either separate from the wolf pack as quick as possible or establish yourself as an alpha. Because if there's one thing I know about Justin Crafton, he's not a beta.
I
He's
got a
not
feeling.
he's not going to be
I,
following an alpha.
I got a feeling that even in the 1800s, they probably would look at me and they'd be like, "That dude's got lone wolf vibes."
They
You,
recognize it.
that's a dude that ran away with the pack and came back as the leader.
Mm.
Uh, that's or no, was thrown. That's what it was. He was thrown to the wolves and he came back as the leader.
Oh. My my guy would be like, that lone wolf was thrown away from the wolves, ate a bunch of mushrooms, and came back as a coyote.
what's what's wrong with that one?
Oh.
That
I'm
one
not missing
apparently.
an eye, but I just keep my left eye closed all the time.
That one didn't look like it was fully cooked.
That one's still a little soft in the middle. Oh.
um, it's a long drive. It's 8 hours, um, and so I'll certainly finish my book. I'm reading a book, *Sapiens*, that
Yeah.
you're familiar with.
Uh-huh.
Got about I think I got about 8 hours left actually. So I'll finish that. And I,
What is that book about? Can you give me like what you know of it so far?
well, so one of the things it's the history of Homo sapiens, or mankind. One of the things that you just have to do, or I have to do, because I don't have any independent knowledge, and so when this guy talks about what the whoever the Assyrians or the Code of Hammurabi, or what's the group of people that
The Mesopotamians is who
yeah, but there was a specific the earliest writings. Um,
Egyptians or I know of Mesopotamia.
yeah, it was in Mesopotamia.
Babylonians.
Anyway, I don't remember what it was, but there's a people group in
Well, the
Mesopotamia.
earliest writing was probably God on the Mount of Sinai, on Mount
Um,
Sinai when his fingers.
Obviously, and then Moses learned how to read like
Yeah.
there. Um, but yeah, so I'm listening, and you just kind of have to be like, well, if that's true, then this is really interesting. But
Hmm.
how could I possibly know what was happening 80,000 or 80 million, whatever, however long ago? Like, it's interesting though.
Yeah.
Um, it's really interesting to hear about different cultures and just how they viewed morality and how they came
Uh-huh.
up with their moral code. Um, Man, there were a couple things that really stood out to me. I don't none of them are really coming to mind at the moment. There
Well,
were
did it give any time frames? Like, did it say when humans came around? Like when we looked in like this form or when we transitioned out of hunter-gatherer to
so that's
agriculture?
actually so I've made it through hunter gatherer, through agriculture. I don't remember the period that it's on right now. But one of the things that's kind of interesting is I would say it's a hypothesis that there were different species of human or human-like creatures, people, I'm not sure what you'd call them, on the earth at some point.
Well, let me stop you. Based on how we understand science, like the scientific procedure and how we understand dating at this moment, I say that because it could all get turned upside down. But based on how we understand science, there were 100% different human species around while we human Homo sapiens were also alive.
Yeah.
Like we 100% existed with the little hobbit people. We 100% existed with there were Neanderthals possibly as recent as like 20,000 years ago.
I want to look at something real quick because uh, there was something I was texting about the book. Mm, I'm not seeing. I don't know where that conversation was. Um, but yeah, man, I'm enjoying it.
So yeah, Neanderthals were around as recently as 40,000 years ago. So we were around with Neanderthals. Denisovians were around as early as 40 or as late as 40,000 years ago. We were around with them. The Homo floresienses, they're the little hobbit people from Indonesia. They're around, this says as recently as 50,000 years ago. You like that? This says as recently as 50,000 years ago. But I've heard other anthropologists hypothesize as recently as like 12,000 years ago, the little hobbit people.
Would they what? How would they be differentiated from like a dwarf?
I mean that's probably where the all these archetypes are probably from somewhere in our genetic history memory, our genetic memory, or our group memory. That's probably where we got dwarves or gnomes or whatever your
Mm.
culture calls little people. And in Trinidad, when I took a mission trip to there when I was 16, they told me there was this, and I apologize any Trinidadian and Tobagoans that are listening. I'm going to butcher this. I'm recollecting from my 15 and 16-year-old brain. But they told me that there were like real time while I was there, they said, don't go up into them hills because there's these things that they're called sequina. And I might be pronouncing it wrong, but I'm recalling.
And then do they say, "Yeah, man"?
Yeah, man, the sequina. Sequina up there, boy.
I
Um,
really set you up for that, and I'm sorry.
I'm not afraid to do accents, okay? It's all with jest and love. I'm not appropriating or I'm being funny. I'm
Or
not trying to offend.
inappropriating.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm inappropriating. Yeah, boy. Yeah, you little white man. It's up there, you little white boy. I had
Slap in
braids.
the face. No, you
Slapping the
didn't.
bass, boy. Did
Did
they
you?
say when I up there? Boom, boom, boom,
Did you
boom, boom.
braid? Did you have braids?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yes.
did. Yeah, I sure did.
Did you get braids while you were there, or you had them?
Yeah, no, I got them while I was there.
And why not?
Are you kidding me?
And why not? Um, so I googled it while we were talking. Sumerian is the word I was looking for, or the group, the
Okay.
people I was looking for. Um,
Sequina are dwarf vampires that lived in the hills of Trinidad. Dwarf vampires, and they can shapeshift from
that's
goats to vampires to these things also. So,
that's an important part of the story. That's more than just a dwarf. Okay.
so now please let me get. I dropped
Yeah.
that little thing on you. There's small vampires
Happen to
in
be
Trinidad,
vampires. Okay.
and that can also shapeshift between goats and
Holy
humans.
shit. How scary would that be if you were like if somebody didn't warn you and you just went up there to those mountains?
What if you're up there in the mountain and like you happen to see like a papaya tree? Papaya boy. There's I also whenever I was in there, I've been in Trinidad and Tobago a couple of times and Scotland on a couple of times on these mission trips as a teenager. Every time I was there, I inappropriated their accent. So I would adopt their accent subconsciously, but
Yeah.
like I would start talking with a slight Scottish or accent.
You were there for a week and you were referring to like, hey,
Hey
there's this
boy,
hey.
Hey,
Tates and
bumper clock.
mash,
Yeah. Yeah, same.
a spot of tea.
What if you're up there in the hills and you're like reaching up to grab a papaya boy, and all of a sudden you hear poof behind you. Like at one moment you hear there's a
Yep.
little brown cute goat
Yeah, it's
chewing on it.
adorable.
Yeah, okay. Oh look, papaya. Poof. You turn around and there's a I was gonna say up here, but there's a small
Okay.
uh Trinidadian person, but also pale.
Wearing a
Mask,
cape.
no cape. He's got to blend in. I'm not trying to push my culture on them,
You're
Justin,
not. You're. This is vampire culture.
but it has mascara. It's like golf, a goth
Goth.
Trinidad, a goth Caribbean little person, LP, a goth
Okay.
Trinidadian
Did he
LP.
have like
Yeah,
swept
yeah.
over
It's
bangs and
covering his
shit?
right eye, and he's like annoyed that you're there.
Fingernail polish.
Blah. Yeah, you turn around. No one told you it was there, and there's this thing behind you.
Yeah.
Would you pick him up and bring him home, or you think you could take him at that point?
I mean, yeah. I'll be real honest. I would
Kind of
say
goes
that.
back to what we were saying. Size wins.
Yeah. I mean, 9 out of 10 vampires, I'm scared of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
except for there's a 10th one.
I'm just like, what are you gonna do, bro? My carotid's up here. So dude,
Blah.
so whatever. Like,
He says, okay. He says, oh yeah, ta boy. I'm gonna fly up to you, and poof, pops out wings to get up there. But also his wings are little, so he has little.
clearly.
He gets up to you. Okay, I'm eye level with you now.
Now
Hey, boy,
I'm
show
starting
me
to get
that neck
nervous.
meat. Show me that neck meat, boy.
Starting to get nervous. Or
Ah,
what if he was just like, dog, I don't even need that carotid. I'm down for the femoral. I
yeah.
want that femoral blood.
Ooh, that's even scarier. That's like a cat.
He's got, yeah, that's
Woo! And he's fast. So he's super chill, super laid back until he goes, hey, boy, watch this. And he, like an alarmingly fast bug insect, if you've ever.
like a mouse. That's why I'm scared of mice, because
Yeah.
they're too fast. They scurry. Yep.
He runs up to the inside of your thigh real fast. Like, but
Now,
yeah, you see him before he sinks them fangs in. What you gonna do, brother?
well, I think that you're kind of attributing some speed
Right.
to him that
Tim.
he might not necessarily have. I
Okay.
don't know that he's scurrying up
What
anything.
if in his mind he's really fast, but in
Yeah.
actuality he's normal speed? He's like, oh yeah, huh. I'm so
I'm
fast.
coming.
Never gonna
I'm
see
gonna
me.
get you.
And the ground keeps stretching between you two, so he keeps running. Oh, this motherfucker's gonna get it.
I'm gonna get some blood tonight.
Okay, he gets up on you. He
Okay.
gets
He's like,
near your inside of your thigh. He's going for your right thigh. What do you do?
you gotta kick him. And I normally do not condone kicking dwarves.
No,
But listen, man, if you've got a
under normal
vampire,
circumstances,
yeah,
we do not here at Lawless. We
no,
do not condone that behavior.
we don't believe in laws, but we
But
do
that
believe in rules, and that's a rule.
which are kind of like laws, but don't worry about it. We don't.
Whatever. Yeah, we don't. Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of thinking as we're talking, like maybe I would try a different trick, and maybe I
Would
would
you
just try.
sprawl on them?
I maybe wouldn't fight him. I'd maybe be like, "Hey, bro, we're on the same team,"
Ah,
you know, or
now you'll thank
or
him.
or I could be like, "I wouldn't. You don't want what I got.
Okay, that's another option.
Trust
Like,
me,
hey,
trust me.
Playboy,
I wouldn't."
I get real urban real quick when I bring that guy out. I'll be like, "Hey, Playboy, you don't want any of this," and start shrugging my shoulders a little bit.
Take your shoes off.
I did that in a fight. Oh my god! Thank God this never happened. Embarrassing story. Are we okay? Were we going anywhere with with the Sequana Vampire LP?
No, I was done, but I do want to ask something about Trinidad. But go ahead and tell me.
Maybe my junior year in high school. I've established a pretty good reputation. Oh, in my mind, I've established a pretty good reputation. I don't know. everyone knew I did martial arts back then, and it had got like just the word that I was a black belt had gotten around plenty, probably because I
What?
was spreading it.
Hey,
Hey, you know, I
did you
literally
hear?
brought it to school as like a show off. I'm such a
You
fucking
just did
nerd.
you did you wear it like on
Oh
your
my
as your
God.
belt for your pants?
You mean as a talent show, did I do my black belt form in front of my entire graduating class? Yeah, Justin, I did. What's up?
But honestly, that's pretty cool.
And
Was
the,
it was a legit black belt? Like it
yeah.
wasn't. You didn't just buy one or anything.
Oh no, 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 no. Yeah, I was at that point I was a first degree black belt in the American Taekwondo Association, ATA.
Yeah, dude, that's legit.
Um I was also in marching band, okay? I was a percussionist. I played the bass drum and sometimes the snares.
Okay.
That's not there's no snares.
You
But
had two
anyway,
of them.
yeah. Even then it would be snare. But I played the snare and the bass drum. I there was this girl in our band in the marching band that had a wrestling boyfriend. Ugh. I'm embarrassed. I'm gonna expose a lot of cringe. She had a wrestling boyfriend. Normally wouldn't be bad at all, except for uh yeah, she liked to flirt with me in band, and so I flirted right
Okay.
back. Not the best behavior, thinking about it early back. Not the best me, but whatever. Um, well, one day he can something happened. Me and two of my buddies were behind him in the parking lot. So there was beef between us. Like she knew her girlfriend flirted with me, and I didn't rub it in his face or anything. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, God, this is thinking about like there might be a pattern here. Uh, we were in the parking lot one time, and my buddy was following him too close, really just to piss him off, but was like right behind his car as he was leaving. Well, he was driving some big SUV. I want to say a Blazer, but it might not have been. But it was big. He slams it in park, gets out, and he's like a year behind me. And when he gets out of his truck, all three of us get out. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to whoop someone's ass.
About to rumble. Yeah.
Yeah, people are about to see all these skills I've been talking about. I'm doing like high blocks practice, doing some of this.
Dude.
Uh, Not really, but I do get out there and I'm wearing flip flops. I take my flip flops off in a parking lot, thinking I'm about to show this motherfucker Saigon one, son. That's our white belt form. Mm.
I see nothing wrong with that. Proceed.
Well, intelligently, he like reads the situation well, gets back in his vehicle, and one of the things he's saying is, as he gets back in his vehicle, is, "And stop flirting with my girlfriend." He gets in his truck and bills out of there. But if it was just one on one, knowing what I know now, I was way too overconfident. A high school wrestler would have mopped the floor with a black belt in Taekwondo if that's all the black belt had. I mean,
Yeah.
I had some grappling, but I would not have held my own against a high school wrestler as a high school black belt.
I mean, it depends on was he good at wrestling?
I don't know. See, I'm also souping them up. I also could have got a good front kick right there in the chin and sent homeboy to space to night night land,
Yeah.
which was one of my moves. I knocked a lot of kids out in my competition.
Really?
Yeah, I realized I don't know. Yeah, I was just okay at timing and space was always my thing. There were kids that were always faster than me. The skinnier kids were always faster than me. So I had to learn timing. So if I knew you were gonna zig and zag and you were gonna be quicker, I just had to guess where you're going to zag to and throw a nice round kick or a side kick there. And 9 out of 10 times, and since I was heavier, I'd send them out of the ring, and nothing boosts your ego more. And the ring was just a square mat where there
Yeah.
was a judge and the parents were sitting on the side. If I kicked a kid into like his parents in the folding chairs on the side,
So what
you're not going to
like
come back to this competition next year.
are you like throwing punches or like
Yeah, and Taekwondo sparring, and Taekwondo is an Olympic sport, which I think Jiu-Jitsu should be also. Judo kind of has been on and off again, but Taekwondo's been an Olympic sport for a while. It's it's a point fighting system, right? By the Olympic rules, it's a point fighting system. The martial art is full body, and the martial art is, there's lots of moves of like ripping out jugular or groin grab. Like there's lots of deadly moves in Taekwondo, and I'm kind of demeaning it a little bit.
So like I've never watched Taekwondo,
Yeah.
but I think I've got a feeling I know what it's about. But I
You
feel
should
like
watch some videos. My buddy Austin just won first place in the nation.
really.
Yeah, and he's from there in Wichita.
Oh, did we used to work with him?
No, but he's a Wichita Wings player also.
Okay.
Zach, I said Austin. Zach Ellington. If you look him up, he's a Wichita Wings player, and he also just won first place in Taekwondo national tournament. Yeah.
Nice. But so it's not like punching,
Yeah,
right?
there's punches.
Is it punches or is it like
No, no,
strikes?
no, no. There's straight punches. Yeah, you can't
Okay.
score off an elbow, but you can score off a punch, definitely. You can use
Okay.
like your elbow. Checks are illegal now, but I used to use checks all the time. Checks is kind of like an elbow. I check you where you raise your knee, someone's throwing
Mm-hmm.
a kick
Mm-hmm.
at you and you raise your knee. Well, I would time that right and just demoralize kids.
That would hurt.
Yeah. And I would send them like, oh, that leg doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
But you could also like time an elbow to couldn't win off of it, but like if someone was running into me and I put up my hands to block, but as I'm blocking, I used to throw my elbow like just into their body. I'd get it into their
Mm-hmm.
ribs or into their shoulder, and I wouldn't score, but they would look at me, look at the judge, and like look all around like, "Hey, are we doing that shit here?"
Yeah, you'd score something,
Yeah.
just not Taekwondo points.
Like, oh, that's right. Taekwondo's everything is above the waist, no fist to the head, but you can definitely kick to the head, and you can kick as hard as you want. Kids get knocked out. Grown men get knocked out all the time in Taekwondo.
Okay, so I want to go back to Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad. Yeah, I'm on.
Do I've been on a couple mission trips, one to Mexico City, south of Mexico City, and then the other to Nicaragua.
Excuse me.
Nicaragua. Why is it, do you think, and those really aren't the best examples. It seems like there's a lot of mission trips to um, paradise, like to really nice
Hmm.
places like the Bahamas. To
Yeah, there could be.
you don't.
Well, I see where you're going. Yeah, but at least in my groups, that definitely was not part of the motivation because I say that maybe for some it was, but like there was a long relationship between this is when I was at the group home, the Church of God Home for Children, and which was that denomination, Church of God. This was a Church of God church down in Trinidad, and there was like they sent their leadership up to Lee University, which is the denomination's university in Cleveland, Tennessee. They would send all their leadership up to Cleveland. Like there was Trinidadian people on the staff there. They folks were not going to chase. They had pure intentions here for the most part.
Yeah.
Like we're going there to build churches is really what we were doing.
So I've been on a couple, and for the most part, I think they're good. I think that it's, if nothing else, I think it's good to expose yourself to different cultures and different people around the world. But outside of that, I wondered, man, so let's say it cost me $1,500 to get here.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder, like, if we're building churches, building schools, building whatever you're going to use this building for. I wonder how much farther that $1,500 would have gone
If you just send them
in,
cash,
in Nicaragua for supplies.
yeah.
And and so and I still support it. I still think it's good stuff. I kind of, I think that maybe, I don't know. I think that maybe they appreciated it. I kind of got the feeling that maybe we were like
Tourist.
well, like maybe we were seen as potential money.
Well, so I think that's interesting, but I think missions mission work, at least from my kind of view at that time and maybe even now, it was more it was about more than just what you just the mission that you went there for. Like we went there to build a church.
Yeah.
It was the purpose of this trip is about more than just going. It is definitely about building the church, but also you're training up the future leadership. You're training people how to go and serve. You're training people, maybe in our case, it definitely was kind of, yeah, immature kids from East Tennessee. You're teaching them to go to another place and not complain, how to
Hmm.
eat kind of strange, stinky food, and still at that time, it was like, and also we all have all this together. We're all part of the same church. We worship the same
Yeah.
Jesus and even the same denomination. So there's more to it than just that. But yeah, I think they could probably do more with just the cash.
I think that's probably one of the bigger benefits of mission trips like that is just uh, realizing that across the world that there are people that you share things in common with people, who have completely different cultures and things like that. So
Yeah,
I do think there's a big value. But when I was growing up, I just saw a lot of like what looked like mission trips, and
yeah.
I is
I
this
didn't hear you. Oh, the last. You
uh,
said you went there and saw a lot of what looked like vacation trips.
well, just as a kid, when I saw people going on short term mission trips, they just seemed like they were tourists. Like, and again, nothing wrong with it, but it felt kind of icky.
Thinking about that of like what it does to the missioner, the missionary. What thinking about what it does to the missionary? Is that what do you call a person that's on a mission? A
Missionary,
missioner? A missionary?
missionary,
This doesn't
and the
sound
people
right
that are
to
going
me
to
for
are
some reason.
missionees. No,
Huh.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, the person, what you, I lost all train of thought. Oh, in thinking of like what it does to the mission, to the missionary, think about what it does the Mormons. Like all of their people, it's kind of like a pretty popular thing of what you know about Mormons is Mormons do missions and they
Hmm.
do missions everywhere. Uh it really, at least for my view, like that is part of the personality of the Mormon church is that they're so fearless because they get rejected just every day. It's got to
Yeah,
be just constant boom, boom, boom,
yeah.
boom
Unless you
doors.
happen to find another Mormon.
And yeah, another Mormon or another idiot. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That part's a joke. But yeah, they just get doors in their face. Boom, boom, boom. But a good percentage of the Mormon people go on these missions. It's got to do something it definitely fortifies their faith.
Yeah, I mean, I do
Like you're
think
gonna tell me, you're gonna deconstruct me. I got 1,000 doors slammed in my face. My faith ain't going nowhere.
I think that I think it's required. I know that it's required for something. I'm not sure.
Okay,
I'm not sure exactly for what.
is there
Um,
Rumspringa?
no, it seems like the opposite of that.
Yeah,
But
man, I wish we had a Rumspringa.
think of, oh, dude, that would have been great.
I
Um,
kind of lived my faith in a Rumspringa.
I assume that it's got to build camaraderie.
Definitely.
So, and so if you and I go on a mission together and we get doors shut in our face for, 5 hours a day for 6 months, we're gonna have a camaraderie that we otherwise wouldn't, and it'll be grounded in the church. And so there's probably some psychology to it.
Ooh, dude, you want to talk about psychology? It all just kind of flooded on me. I don't know. I probably have thought about this before, but like one of the big things that vets feel, or even law enforcement folks or first responders feel after they leave the profession, is a sense of I no longer have a mission. I no
Yeah.
longer have a purpose. Like so much of my identity is in this mission that I don't. I now that I lose that, I lost a piece of me.
Hmm.
Um, but the reason why that mission was so important is because literally in the military, it was from boot camp. You're preparing for this mission or for these missions. You're preparing for it. And then you got a whole train up cycle of like individual training, group training. And I imagine the same thing is felt. Well, I know because I've done it. The same thing is kind of there even in the church. Like we got trainings, there's
Hmm.
lots of stuff before, and even they're not taking, maybe the goal is to not take the immature Christians. You want to bring the kids, the people who volunteer for this, the
Mm-hmm.
mature Christians.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, everybody wants to go. Everybody's locked in. We all have a common goal, right? Tower of Babel. We're all of one mind, one accord. We all got this one thing we're reaching for. And then to go there and do it for something bigger than yourself, for like God, country, mission, for
Mm-hmm.
God, and his kingdom. Uh yeah, just that has got to be that's a powerful psychology. That's that powerful psychology you're talking about, because there's a veteran killing himself every 20 minutes because of the lack of that mission. And that's just manifested in this one community, but it's got to be, I didn't want to take a dark turn there, but yeah, that mission's powerful.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. The mission, also the identity. I think the identity is huge. Um,
Well, when you come home, you got a feather in your cap. When you come home back to the congregation
for
and
sure. Yeah.
your other heathen friends are still there, smoking in the parking lot and hanging out with their girlfriends. I'm there in the parking lot, and you show up from the mission trip to Nicaragua, and I'm burning a heater in the parking lot, and you say when you come up, you're like, "Well, I just came back.
Missed you,
What did
brother. Where were
mission?"
you?
I was at the pool halls in the pig slop. I
Were
was up
you
with my guys.
you were busy sinning?
Yeah, yeah, brother.
Well, enjoy hell.
I'm just a little bit better than you. Now we all know it.
That's right. I mean, we knew it, but
Yeah.
now there's tangible proof.
So you and I also both fancy ourselves Kansas City Chiefs fans.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you watch the game the other day?
I watched 3.5 quarters of the game.
Okay.
I had to tap out halfway
Yeah.
through the fourth quarter. That's bad. Like, a good fan doesn't do that. I'm kind of exposing myself now. A diehard wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Ashley and I both agreed we had enough, and they're not worth watching at this point. We're very harsh and critical of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this isn't up to our standards. Off.
There was there was a game, I think it was last year, it might have been the year before, where I was same thing. I was like, it's pointless. Like this is
Was
dumb.
it the Super Bowl? Was
Oh yeah, it was a really big. They were commercials. Uh,
Yeah. There was like a
no,
concert in the middle.
they pulled it off, like just this
Oh,
miracle
the Chiefs
comeback.
did? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they've had
so
a couple games like that. They're definitely well, they have been a second half team.
yeah, I generally, if there's time on the clock, and Mahomes has the ball, I feel pretty good. Feel pretty confident.
So there's a lot of drama. I don't know, there's some drama. There's always news around the Chiefs. The latest news that everybody's got to be talking about is Taylor Swift and Travis. They're
Yeah,
engaged. They're engaged to
yeah,
be hitched.
yes.
What a nightmare that has to be.
Can you imagine?
Two
Can you?
egos. How do they fit those egos in the
Can
same house?
I
That's why they
wonder?
have to have a 6,000 square foot house.
I wonder how, like, how you would even live. Like that can't resemble a normal life. You think?
So, well, he's got to be retiring soon. I, yeah, whatever.
I
I
mean,
hope this is his last season.
I think he's mid 30s, isn't he?
Oh, I think
35,
he's got to. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's pretty old for
For a
football.
tight end, yeah, yeah, tight end's position. That was in my short-lived high school football career. I was a tight end. Never caught a
Yeah,
ball. Yeah, never caught a ball in a game. But yeah, that's a rough position. You're blocking. If you're not
yeah,
blocking, you're blocking to catch, and then as soon as you get catch, you're waiting for another 300-pound man to run into you at full speed.
yeah. Why do you hope this is his last year?
Because he's not performing. He's not performing, and it's just too much of a distraction. Like, it's old, dude. Like, we're talking about it right now. I don't want to be talking about your girlfriend and why I think that's hurting the team. The time it happens to be the time when Kansas City starts doing good, and like there's a bunch of national attention on them, talking about like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Happens to be in the next couple years when Taylor Swift hitches her stardom to this train. And now you have to spend most of your time as a Chiefs fan. You have to spend a good amount of your time defending the Chiefs against Taylor Swift. You have to say, "Oh yeah, yeah, I know Taylor Swift sucks, but the Chiefs are still really
Mm,
good."
I'm going to
You don't
disagree
even
with you.
engage. Okay.
I'm a Swiftie. I like Taylor
Oh
Swift.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got no problem with it.
You
I
don't think
think
she's taken away from?
uh, I would have said was last was it last year, the year that this all came out, or
It's got to be the past two
maybe
years.
2 years. So the first year, I thought that it like, guys, this is clearly a distraction.
Yeah, this is
But
annoying.
that was the same year that who was the receiver that dropped the ball in the Super Bowl? Starts the K. He used to wear the headband around his neck. Kadarius Toney.
Okay.
So this is the same year that I saw Kadarius Toney on the sideline, and he just had all of this jewelry and just so flashy. And he's dropping balls, and I'm just like, what are we doing here, guys? Because
Yeah.
clearly it's not playing football. Like
Oh,
I noticed that year. It was after
you're
they won
kind
the
of
Super
booming
Bowl.
out a little bit, but that's fine.
Well, no, I just mean like that
What do
they
we got? We got these boys out here with the chains
fucking
on. I'm trying
jewelry
to
and
play
earrings.
trying to play
This
some
is,
hard nosed football out here.
no, I just mean that like they took it became about personality
Yeah.
instead of like they didn't seem like they were playing as a team. So
This coming from the man who's displaying his entire personality on his arms and body for the world to see. Like, just so you know,
that's it. My entire personality. This is all
I
I've got.
this
This
is
is
my
me.
personality. Just so you want to know anything about me, my children, my life, my dreams, my aspirations.
Yep.
I say that I got Riverine. How many? I have to. I can't go 5 minutes without mentioning I'm a veteran. Just so you know, Riverine. Just so you know, honor. Hey, just so you know, Black Panthers. So
I don't think I've ever seen that. What is that?
that's a Black Panther,
Black
son.
Panther.
It's a Black Panther. You think I'm joking? Bring the see that? Uh, uh A school 2018. Homeboy's getting paid $250 after my cell phone $50 cell phone bill is automatically taken out of each paycheck. Homeboy gets $250 on the 1st and 15th.
Boom. That's a
Boom.
tattoo right there.
That's a tattoo, son. First thing I did is I went to the local Sailor Jerry type shop. It was in Pensacola. It was right off a Navy base. I looked at the flash. I said, actually, this goes back further. The story of the Black Panther goes back to wash on tattoos.
Okay.
So my brother's 13 years older than me, and there was tattoos in my house. My dad used whatever. My dad did tattoos in our living room sometimes. So tattoos were always really cool, but of course I was always told, no, you can't get them. Well, Walmart sold this 99-cent tattoo. It was next to their jewelry stand with the watches and the earrings and everything. They had one of them displays that would turn around.
Hmm.
And this one had all the wash on tattoos you can imagine. You had
Okay.
Tinkerbell, you had Mickey Mouse with X eyes, you had Black
Okay.
Panthers, some
Some
daggers.
hardcore shit.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Um, well, every chance I got, I would get the Black Panther, son. Because you know what? I think it's going back to Thundercat days. It might go back to Thundercat days now that I'm thinking of it.
What was
One of
that?
my
Heyo Thundercats. Hi.
oh thunder, thunder, Thundercats. Ho!
That's what Thundercats. Oh, that's what it was.
That was Leo, Thundercats Ho, but Pantera was the Black Panther guy, and he had his weapon was bone nunchucks, son.
Okay.
Okay, his
Okay.
weapon. Leo had the sword with the Thundercat eye.
Yeah.
Pantera had the bone nunchucks. So there's really no question about which direction I'm going in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not the alpha. He doesn't feel the need to be the alpha. He's his own badass with.
Let's get this.
Okay.
Who was the Ninja Turtle with nunchucks?
Uh, Mikey.
That's it. That's right.
Yeah.
Who had the size?
Rafi, son. That was me, Raphael.
Who had the
Bad
bow staff?
attitude. Donatello. Are you going to talk to me about this, son?
And
Master
then
Splinter.
so Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo. What did Leonardo have?
Sword. He was the ninja. He was the leader.
Yeah. All right. You know about the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, dude. Don't come at me.
That's your verified.
Yeah, dude. I told you I was a martial arts nerd. If there's one thing I've established, I was the karate nerd.
What about The Last Electric Night? What you know about that?
Uh-uh.
You might want to get on that.
Mm.
The Last Electric Night. Look it up.
Okay. Well, I had to get the Black Panther, and so the first chance I got in A school when I went to the tattoo shop was Black Panther put it on me. And he didn't wrap it up, no plastic, nothing like that. He just I think he was like, here's some ointment. He sold me like a $30 can of ointment. Said, here's some ointment, put it on there. So I did. I remember he said, don't sleep on your side. Like keep this area clean, yada yada. Well, I went home, probably did not shower, laid in bed. There's no covering on this. I rolled over on my side. When I woke up the next morning, I turned over and I felt uh
Peeling off.
the peeling off. The perfect image of my Black Panther was on my pillowcase. So I was
Yeah.
thinking, shit, 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 shit. But yeah, it stayed. I'm sure it could look better by now, but it's a dang 22-year-old tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's there's something to the old weathered tattoos, that you could get it covered up, but there's history there. You
Never,
should,
never.
yeah,
No.
you should just keep that.
Um, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, when you didn't have tattoos growing up, how old were you when you got your first tat?
Got my first one at 17. My dad took me in.
Your dad signed you off.
Yeah,
What
which
was this?
I thought was
What's
I
this
thought that was pretty
witchcraft?
cool. My
But
dad
your
was pretty
body's a
cool.
temple.
Yeah, a fucking temple of rock.
Hell yeah, it is, son.
So the first, I don't even know how many. Most of all of my first tattoos were like religious in nature.
What
So
was the first one? Was it a
this one
cross?
right here is a Christian fish, but this isn't any old Christian fish. This was
Uh-uh.
from this was from a Christian punk band called Squad 50.
Yeah.
They were kind of a hardcore punk band
Yeah.
back in the 90s. So that was my first one. The next one was taken from a Christian metal album. Um, the next one was taken
Okay.
from
Copyright infringement. Yeah.
yep. The next one was taken from a mission. It was a missions conference, and there was an image, that looked kind of cool. So I
So
got that
once you
one.
started, you couldn't stop. How old are you when you're getting all this just one after another? It's not all when you're 17, is it?
No, I would say that aside from times in my life when I didn't have excess money, I've probably gotten at least every other year, if not every year, pretty consistently. Um,
Since then, it's just
yeah,
one after another.
yeah.
Do you keep a tally at this point?
No, no, because so many of them have like merged into like on this one. I don't know which is which.
Yeah.
Um, but there definitely comes a point where after a while you just get them because they seem kind of cool, you know?
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess you have a relationship. It's cost prohibitive, right? Like it's expensive getting
Oh,
tattoos.
yeah. If I didn't have a buddy that, and I usually tip him, I feel like I tip him pretty well. Um, but it ain't cheap. If you just
You,
walk into a shop and
yeah,
they don't know you, you're probably
yeah.
paying at least $150 more
Oh, I think
than
it's
I'm
at least
paying.
$200 now. Like Hellbomb, we went in there to Hellbomb. Shout out Hellbomb Tattoo in Wichita. I got my Riverine tattoo there. Ashley got a cool like little anchor thing with our kids on it. It's $200 for anything. Like walk in there, you flash is $200, whatever you
Yeah,
want. Like you're starting off at 200.
yeah. I had uh, I had looked before about getting a gun and some ink and like just trying to learn how to do it myself. I still think that would be really cool, but I never did it.
Yeah, I don't think the clock's run out on that for you. I still see that in your future. You could take on
Yeah,
your next chapter.
I probably should. The problem is I can't draw. I can trace.
That
Uh,
is a problem.
it's a little bit of a problem. I can trace, but I can't, and I can come up with ideas. I just can't get them on paper because I can't draw.
but now they got that machine. You can print it out. You can print off whatever you want and just like do the wash on tattoo and tattoo over it. I see that happening a lot.
Yeah, but you just have to have like you as long as you somebody brings the image. I just can't come up with it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're like, I want an eagle holding a fish, blah blah blah. I'm
You're
like,
like, oh, go get me something and bring it back.
yeah, chat GPT that shit and see what we can come up with.
There you go. Are there gonna be AI tattooists in the future? Like just a robot?
Mm,
Yeah, that's coming. 3D, like a
that's
3D printer. Even a machine like no, no, no. Oh, that one. And then you can go in and customize it maybe.
man, that's a
Layer.
good idea. You you put your arm in the thing and like it clamps down, on your
Mm-hmm.
wrist and on your elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not release this episode. Let's just keep that between you and me.
Actually, this is proof. It's September 7th, 2025,
This was
6:45 p.m.
Yeah, this was technically Clayton's idea, but also mine. So this is our idea.
It's on Lawless. It's a joint venture.
Yeah. So I dare you. Try to do it.
This is proof, Your Honor. Exhibit A. Hello. Hello. Uh, I have heard people. I'm gonna shift. Are we done talking about tattoos?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I like to move pretty quickly.
Yeah,
So
me too.
whatever.
Have you ever met anyone? Man, I don't know how I want to bring this in. I've heard a lot of people say that President Trump is playing a game of 4D chess. Have have you heard that? There's a lot of people saying like, "Oh no, there's layers to his game, son. These tariffs, it's all 4D chess." Like there's
Bro, if we're on like the 12th dimension at this point,
yeah.
okay? If he's playing any kind of chess, it's 12D.
Well, normally that's pretty laughable. You're like, actually, whatever, this and that, like that's stupid. I say that as a disenfranchised Trump voter, or a disenfranchised Trump supporter. He's turned on me, so now I kind of hate everything that he does, and you can't convince me he's good on anything. Except for I heard recently that there's people in the Trump administration threatening to take away gun rights from trans people. So if because like 5 out of the last 7 school shootings, according to these sources, have been trans people. Do you need to say something?
Yes. I can't even fathom that. Who's suggesting that?
People in the Trump. Oh, let me tell you right now. I got some sources pulled up. It's in the early stages of deliberation. Let's see. Senior officials in the Justice Department under Trump are reportedly exploring proposals to restrict or revoke gun ownership specifically for transgender Americans. Uh,
This is maybe where I go. This is maybe a blind spot of mine or a weak spot. Like I hear that and I just like it just is so
right.
unbelievable. I'm like, that can't be true.
Perfect. Perfect. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that people hear this and say, are you kidding me? He's trying to dehumanize these trans people, which I agree. He's trying to say that they're not Americans, which I agree. They are Americans. He's trying to do all these bad things. I agree. So now we, the liberal Democrats, are going to stand up for our trans brothers and sisters. We're going to protect their rights to own and carry firearms, by God. And so now there is a group in the media, I'm talking about CNN, MSNBC, that are outraged over over people in Trump's administration, even threatening the idea of attacking these transgender people, American citizens, rights to own and bear firearms. That now they are avidly advocating for these people's rights to own and bear firearms. People say he plays 4D chess. I always laugh it off. I'll be damned if this isn't just a little sliver of 4D chess. I don't know
I
if he's doing it intentionally.
I need to. You said you had some sources. What you got?
I can cut
Okay,
this
so
out.
this I'm seeing Politico, CNN, ABC, Fox, Washington Post. Okay, so it's clearly people are talking about it. The first thing that jumps out at me, and to be fair, I'm just looking at headlines, which is probably a terrible way to get information. Um, it's interesting that like this one headline is they floated a gun ban,
Yeah.
considering talks about to me, and I'm not supporting the guy, but to me that I want something a little more.
Wait. Say it again. What are you
So
saying?
so the headlines are like somebody floats this idea, this is being talked about, or they're discussing this or that. That
Okay.
I want something a little more solid, like the an
How
idea was
about the
floated.
attorney? How about the Attorney General Pam Bondi speaks during a human? This is from AP News. Headline is Justice Department talks about banning transgender gun owner spark fury across political spectrum. Let me later this. I see Pam Bondi at the September 4th discussing, let's see, the mass shooting in Minneapolis. It just says officials in the Trump admin were discussing such an idea. Sparks, let's see.
and and I think what I'm one of the things that go ahead.
Real quick, I don't know what GLAD is, but it's a group that's advocating for these transgender people. It's GLAAD.
Mhm.
And they're quoting by saying, everyone deserves to be themselves, be safe, and free from violence and discrimination. We all deserve leaders who prioritize keeping all of us safe and free. So is that just a nothing burger? I was kind of wanting to hear him say, we, these transgender men and women are going to have their rights to bear arms, but I didn't get that exactly.
Yeah, what what kind of makes one of the things that makes me pause is think about some of the real idiots that we used to work with at the sheriff's office,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
We can both
who
start naming names.
who just said dumb shit.
Uh,
I mean, I can think
when
of
you
a
say dumb
start,
stuff, you mean like provoking situations where there wouldn't normally
just,
be one?
or just who have stupid ideas. Like, what the
Oh, yeah.
fuck are you talking about? Like, just dumb. Technically, somebody could hear one of them say something, or they're floating ideas. Hey, we should do this or that, and it has nothing to do. Like, there's 0% chance that it could happen.
Right.
It's just some official is talking about it.
Yeah.
Now, that almost sounds like the same sort of defense as saying, well, Trump was an informant,
Yeah.
right? Like that sounds like a terrible uh, explanation, but I just I just can't believe that.
Especially we're just now hearing about this now, 3 months after we've been demanding. Um, yeah, there's people who don't oh, I don't know. Where were you going with that as far as like people who don't deserve guns or people who are just so you're saying that Trump is saying this stupid thing like maybe
No,
someone just heard him?
I'm saying that I don't even. My suspicion is that it's not even that high. That just somebody in the cabinet, somebody's.
Pam Bondi.
I want to hear what she said.
Yeah, I do too.
Like I'd like to hear the actual quote.
Um, well, I hear what you're saying. Like I almost hear that as like, yeah, they might say lots of stupid shit. Like you can hear people throwing around lots of ideas.
Yeah, I don't want
Or
to say that
okay,
because if somebody of any importance actually said it, then that's a real problem. My
right.
concern is that maybe some idiot said something similar to it, or I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I hear what you're saying, but here's what gives this a little bit more weight now than it would have, say, definitely last year or even maybe a couple months ago, is Trump has said he's going to do lots of crazy things. Or people around Trump have said they're going to do lots of crazy things. There's a lot of people around Trump that I get angry every time I see them. Ted Cruz mostly, and he's not really around Trump. But anyway, um, they always float these ideas, and like even a couple months ago, definitely in the last term, I would have said, yeah, he talks a lot of shit, but he's not going to do that. There's people around him to keep him in check. He's not going to go off the rails. Fast forward a couple years to now we're in September 2025. There are talks of military occupation. There kind of was a military sweep, a federal sweep through Washington D.C. They were talking about doing the same thing in Chicago. Now they're talking about doing it in Louisiana. Um, there's a bunch of crazy shit that happened that I would have said that I said he's not going to do it this way. Was it the Shirley clause or whatever? Like, surely it's not going to be like this until, don't call
Yeah.
me Shirley, until now it is.
Like they're not going to be taking. They're not going to be deporting
Yeah, they're not gonna
workers.
deport the lady who's been here for 30 years with grandkids. They're not gonna, well, that's exactly who they're deporting. They're not gonna deport, yeah, whatever. So they're doing everything that we said surely they won't do. Um, if that gives people the ignition to jump up and defend trans people's rights to protect or own and bear arms, I'm kind of all about it. Like, I want people to say, no, you cannot take away their guns because uh, eventually someone's going to come, theoretically, eventually someone's going to
Hmm.
come to my group and say, we don't want white Christian males to own and bear. Like, you guys have been too aggressive, which they might have an argument. You guys have been too aggressive for the last couple hundred years on this continent. We want to take away your right to own and bear guns. I want someone to say, hell no, you're not going to take away their guns.
Yeah. Sorry, big yawn.
Now, um, do you think he's doing that intentionally? Or I guess we really don't even know what's going on, huh? I was going to ask you to comment, but I guess we don't even know.
I
Would you
I
imagine he's doing that intentionally?
no, no, I don't.
You
Um,
think someone really wants to take away trans gun rights in the Trump admin?
no, no. I think that ultimately my suspicion is what happened is that's probably. I hope that's fake news.
Yeah.
Um, I I just can't. I don't think that he's smart. Now I do think that he's a smart guy. I think that he gets things done probably mostly through um, bullying or like just different tactics. I don't know that he's like a super strategic, tactical, smart guy.
But
I
man,
think that,
everybody always gives him so much, like the cult members are always like, he's playing the 4D chess.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's the only option because either he's playing 4D chess or he's a complete
Or you're
idiot.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
And
saw the other day I was going to send this text to you and TPOC. I saw somebody driving and they had a Trump 2020 sticker on their car. And I thought to myself, that's somebody who they're sticking with it, man.
yeah, hell yeah.
Like, like I'm not sure how you don't take that sticker off by this point.
Oh, well, dude, yeah, you're looking at it from your lens. I thought I thought that a lot of Trump supporters were waking up. Like, I thought it was going to happen around Iran when we declared war in Iran. I kind of I never thought it was going to happen around Libya. I thought the first example of hypocrisy was when we decided to attack Libya, the Houthis that had nothing to do with us or whatever. I knew no one was going to bite off on that. But whenever we started an unprovoked, or whenever another country started an unprovoked war with another sovereign country, and we decided to interject ourselves into that, potentially starting World War III, and it might still, like that cat's not completely done, skinned yet. I thought people were going to jump off at that point. And Epstein came out, the Epstein stuff of like where he is obviously now very intentionally blocking that evidence. He does not want it to come out. He is right in front of you saying, we're not going to release this stuff. You're an idiot if you're still asking about it, something that he campaigned about. I thought people were going to turn on him for that. Um, a lot of studies are coming out saying that the cost of living is not going down, that whatever the
You,
interest is
you
isn't
can
coming
study my
in.
bank account to figure that out.
Yeah, that cost of living is not going down, that the economy is not getting better, these tariffs aren't working. There was I thought people might split on that, but no. I mean, there's just one example after the other of how he's kind of gone back and even done the opposite of what he campaigned on. But the that Kool-Aid is so good where people don't want to stop drinking it.
Yeah, we talked about this before, though, that at some point at some point it's become your identity,
Yeah.
but also at some point to turn now is to say that you were completely wrong. And that's hard for a lot of people to do.
Oh, it's impossible for most. But to your point earlier of like you think it's time for people to take that sticker off, me and you are in the minority still when it comes to former supporters. Like there's a lot less former supporters and still way more actual supporters.
Yeah. I think not to blow our horns, but I think it's really tough for people to, especially adults, to admit they were wrong and to
Oh
change their
yeah.
mind. Like I think it's a rare thing to change your mind.
Yeah. Man, that's tough. It's almost impossible unless a situation or someone points something out to you, or if you're self-aware enough to recognize something. But in my experience in history, it's usually required some sort of outside stimulus to point out a troubling behavior of mine or a troubling behavior trait or whatever. Uh yeah, for me personally, and I am willing to listen to criticism from, or, constructive criticism, whatever, advice from people that I respect and from people that I, love or whatever. But maybe these people just haven't had the right voice point this out to them. Maybe they haven't been shown the evidence, you think? Because Fox News isn't pointing this out. Fox News will bend over backwards to
Well,
say how he's still in line.
I don't know. I'm cautious of saying they just haven't had the right information because it's there, it's available. I don't know how, unless you're just willfully ignorant. I'm not sure how you couldn't have the information, but I do think there's something to being the right person to hearing it from the right person, right?
Oh yeah.
Like there are, I have, I feel like I've got some some sort of maybe not hold sway, but I at least have some impact or some the words escaping me. Um, some people care what I think,
Yeah.
and I might be able to get farther with them than you, or
Yeah.
say something on Facebook. But one of the things that we talked about in this uh,
Baha'i.
Baha'i thing tonight was that we just I don't know that we really I don't know that we really look at each other as people so much. Like
Mm,
we don't really recognize uh like when we go on social media or when we go on
yeah.
anything, we're just spitting this stuff out without even really thinking about like how do you change your mind?
Yeah.
Has anybody ever changed your mind? Have you ever changed your mind because somebody called you an idiot or they told you that you should die or that they told you that you're a this or a that? Like that just doesn't work. That doesn't change things.
You can never shame someone into changing. You can never browbeat someone.
No. And so I guess maybe the minority of people that have realized that, oh, we were lied to, we were sold a bill of goods. I think we just got to be honest. We got to be honest with the people that trust us and care about what we think.
Right. But you also, so like to think about being in a place where you can hear when you where you can hear, like, if you point out to me, "Hey, I love you. I care about you, but I think you might be playing a little bit too close to the edges on this. You might be pushing the envelope a little bit too far. I don't want to see something bad happen to you." A couple things have to be right in order for that to make any impact at all,
Mm-hmm.
because I have to be willing to hear that, like, from
Mm-hmm.
anyone. I have to be willing. There has to be some level of introspective self-observance to say, like, "Oh, I'm not perfect." I have to first think that there's some things left I could learn. There's a lot of people we know where that's just an impossibility. They already know it all.
Mm-hmm.
We worked with a lot of people like that. You can't teach me nothing because I already know.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be in a place, the person who's going to be changing, or who might whatever has a trait that needs to be pointed out. You have to be in a place where you can hear something like that, and it has to come from someone. So first, before it even gets to how it comes from them, it has to come from someone that you would listen to. Like, if you say that to me, or if you say anything to me, I'm gonna listen to it. Um, if Joe Blow off the street says something to me, maybe not. If it's
Mm-hmm.
someone I know that I don't like,
Mm-hmm. Or
I'm
respect.
yeah, or respect, I'm not listening to it. If it's someone, man, even if it's someone that I don't like enough, I might even do the opposite of what they say. I'm like, "Oh, not only is he
I'm going to
wrong."
do it more.
Yeah, it's time
I'm
for
going
me
to
to
do it
lean in.
harder.
Well, yeah, I guess that kind of depends on what it is. He's like, "Hey, dude, you're smoking too much meth." Fuck you, I'm gonna smoke more
I'm going to
meth.
do
I'm gonna
three
do
meth
so
pipes
much
at
meth.
once.
Um, and it has to be in a way, like, even if it's, so you got a ready receiver, you got a ready transmitter, even the message still has to be in a way, like, if you said, "Hey, fuckface, you're acting like an idiot," I'm not gonna receive that.
Right.
You know what I mean? At least I'm not gonna receive it well. Maybe actually I could from you, but I wouldn't expect it like that from you, and it wouldn't have the most impact, I think, from you. But I have heard stuff like that from people, like, thinking in the military or whatever. There have been people who care about me, but that's not the norm. You don't
Yeah.
normally receive a message like that.
Yeah. And that's going to be what I think we're talking about different things. So there could be a time where I say, "Hey, fuckface, you know," and it would
If
be appropriate,
if that's the appropriate time.
right? But in terms of changing your mind about some philosophical or moral or like some deep belief, that ain't gonna do it. That's not gonna do it. Um, I heard something interesting a number of years ago. I was at a conference and I don't remember who the keynote speaker was, but he said something that just it struck me as interesting. And he was talking about, I think he was talking about integrity and leadership and all kinds of stuff. And he gave a figure of the number of, he was specifically talking about men. I'm sure women were included, but the number of men who have people in their life that have the authority to correct them
Mm,
or to confront them. And it was insanely low. Like
yeah,
there was something like 20% of men have more than one person in their life that has the authority. It was something crazy. Um, but I think that's important to have people
I
in
think it's
your life
necessary.
that have that you have given the authority to call you out.
Yeah,
Because yeah, like if I haven't given you the authority, then I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it well. But
yeah,
if I've given you the authority to call me out, then yeah, I'm going to listen to what you have to say, and I'm going to consider, hey, maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
yeah. And even then, there's levels, right? Because there's people that you'll hear, that you'll listen to. Like, there's people that you won't blow off, but there are some people where you'll give more credence to what they say, and some people where you'll listen to them, but yeah, that's a good idea, and you give them maybe a little bit less credence. The
Yeah,
more they know you, the more it's gonna ring true. Like, the more, because it can't just be like, say I have a supervisor that's never engaged with me, that has no interest in me, has not been following me, but he sees my ride sheet is low, and he's like, Hey, you got a problem with something going on at home? Even if there is something going on at home, I'm not going to reveal that to the supervisor unless it's
Yeah.
something real tragic. But if I have a supervisor that's not engaged, that's not invested, that has shown no other interest in me until I start fucking up. And then when
Hmm.
I start messing up, he's like, hey, everything all right, man? Do we need to talk about something? I'm giving examples from my former profession and from other profession, from the military and law enforcement. Even if there is something wrong at that point, you're not going to get it, or the chances are very low of you getting it.
Yeah.
To be definitely to be a supervisor, or even in somebody's life, it requires preparation before. It
Hmm.
requires it requires a relationship.
Hmm.
Um, I at different times have definitely at some of like the most dangerous, I was going to say the worst, like some of the low points in my life, I gave no one authority. Like even the closest people in my life, I was like, you don't know what's going on. Only I know what I need. And even that, it's just all gas, no brakes. I need to go as hard as I can. The only way to get this is to get through this is to go through it, to punch through it. That's the
Hmm.
only way to get through this bad part of my life. So I've had those walls up. And for me, hopefully it's not like this for other people, but I have a suspicion other people might relate is it took me crashing into a wall or it took me hitting being broken. It took me getting to a spot where like I had to recognize like, oh, something's not right. In
Yeah.
order for me to at that point even to be fertile ground to hear it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I feel like if you're not aware, if you're not in for me, if I'm not aware and if I'm not in the driver's seat, if I'm kind of just being passive in life, if I'm just thinking I just need to work, I just need to go home and get through dinner, and then I can just get through a shower and just go to bed. That's the passenger seat. Like, oh, I just if you're just following, if you're not intentionally living, it's it's hard, if not even impossible. So that's not even the negative. That's not the alcoholic. That's just kind of like the every guy. If you're not engaged, you're not in the driver's seat, you're not going to be able I don't know. It makes it harder. I'm kind of losing track of what I'm saying. It makes it harder to be able to receive it when you need it. And even then, when it comes time to receive it, like if I need it, if I don't have these relationships built, if I don't have a good friend, if I haven't been doing the work previously like we have been now, to know that I might not be right about everything, that there's still things I need to learn, um, it's virtually impossible at that point to get the help that you need. It requires healthy yeah, it requires a lifestyle, not just one tragic thing, usually. I don't know, what do you think?
One thing I was going to point out is that in terms of somebody who has the authority, uh, for me, it's 100% more important to me that you care about me
Yeah.
than you know what you're talking about. It's important that
Yes.
you know what you're talking about.
Yep.
But if I feel like this is to benefit you, if I feel like this has no, like you have no concern about me or you don't know about me or whatever, I'm just going to blow it off.
Yep.
So for me personally, like that relationship, it doesn't have to be. I guess it doesn't have to be a relationship. I just have to believe that you care,
Yeah.
because if you don't care, then I'll figure it out myself.
So someone that comes to mind like that for me, I guess I won't say the last name is Mark, the captain.
Hmm.
You don't have to see him very often in order to when you do see him to know that he cares about you. Like he
Hmm.
you don't have to see him. You can see him, it can be years in between.
I'm going to dinner with him Tuesday night,
Hell yeah.
as a matter of fact.
Yeah. When I was at the sheriff's office, like he wasn't in the patrol office. He definitely wasn't a shift supervisor. I saw him mostly at the academy and later on at another spot. But um whenever I saw him, I everything he said I gave weight to because I could tell that he concerned
Hmm.
about me
Hmm.
and my other students and everyone around me. Like he was genuinely concerned, and if he said something, I would listen to it.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah,
Now he also has another characteristic though that I think is important. Uh, he doesn't just talk to talk.
Yes.
So when he does speak, you listen,
Yeah.
because he doesn't
He's
just
he's
he
actually
doesn't
more
just,
measured in his words. Like he'll say less.
yeah,
He definitely says less than me.
yeah, which I think is an important trait.
Yeah.
Um, I
I
think
think
that
everyone
that's
should say less than me.
yeah, I think everyone should just say less. Period. Uh, I was going through, how Facebook has memories. I had a
Uh-huh.
memory a while back where I was asking Margaret how school was, and this is when she was maybe first or second grade, and she said it was okay, but it was if the other kids in class just didn't know how to like quit talking, like
Yeah.
she just wanted them just to be quiet, just shut up.
Yeah.
No. Okay, this is a 15-minute countdown. Okay, it's 7:15. I need to be not rolling. I need to be wrapping up at 7:30.
Okay.
So this is a 15-minute. Let's make it a segment, huh? Let's do like a rapid fire. I'm shooting from the hip.
Okay.
Rapid fire. What we got 14 minutes now. What you got? What's on
Oh man.
your mind? What are you thinking about? Anything?
Yeah. Something that the kind of that we've been chewing on, but we can either stay on this or go to something else real quick. I'm in a time of making some changes, I think, or at least being aware that, yeah, I talked about this in with my mediator the other day, my not mediator, my mentor the other maybe just yesterday, is that I know right now that there's some things I need to work on. And there's always things I need to work on. And yeah, I could beat myself up about that, but I'm kind of getting a little hyped to see where I can go with it. I don't know. That's something I
Yeah.
just wanted to.
Is it anything are you able to share what it is, or is it more personal?
Yeah. I mean, I can say what it is just with kind of being vague. I don't know if you know this about me. I play a little loose. I don't know. I might even cut this out because I don't even really know how to describe it, except that I have a tendency that is not all bad. It's not bad at all, but it's just whatever. I like to push it to see how far I can go. Like if there's something I want to
Yep.
do, I want to do it all the way. I want to find the limit. Like if I know you can do
Yep.
this, but not that, okay, I will get to where's the not
Hmm.
that point. Um,
Do you remember in squad meeting? I used to bring this up that person is a really important person in society.
yeah,
We need people like that. It's not. It's so the analogy I used to give is with hogs. You used to raise hogs and have an electric fence, and every now and again, one of them would test it, and it would hurt because they tested on their nose. And if it hurt, they'd back away from the fence. But if it didn't hurt, they were tearing through it.
yeah,
And the point that I made is it's easy for all of us to be judgmental of that hog that's testing the fence. Like, what an idiot.
yeah,
Surely he knew that was going to happen. He deserves what he got. But we need that person to figure out, oh, this is the line. This
yeah,
is where you get fired. This is where you get canceled. This is where you
yeah.
get coaching, or this is where you get whatever.
Get your hand smacked.
So thank you. I
Okay,
appreciate your service.
thank you. And like everything, it's not a black and white line. So let's say it's just it's imbalance. That's what I'm figuring out, or at least that's what I'm identifying in myself is just imbalance. It's not, at least now at 41, it's not stop doing this, start doing this. It's, hey, we need to tweak it a little bit here. Because even if you're 1 degree off, like I can tell you from navigating, if you're 0.10 of a degree off, um, enough distance, you're completely off your mark. You know what I mean? With enough distance, even if you're not. So, like now, it's not, hey, less coffee. Oh, that's cool. I can get a health update on there here too. I got a health update for you. This is going to be news
Okay.
for you.
All right.
Um, because it relates. Instead of, hey, you need to start taking this vitamin. Hey, you need to cut out coffee, start running. Now it's more of a, let's throttle back a little bit. You can still do this, but how about this? And how about maybe some of this? and let's get some feedback. Let's check back in with people that that we respect. So like with me, it's my wife, having lots of open conversations with my wife. People like my mentor that I talked to yesterday, people like my best friend that I talk to as often as I can. And there's other people in my life that I will, not that I give you the authority, although I have. It's not that mentality as much as it is like, you know me, and I know you know me, and you know me in a different way than my wife knows me. She knows me obviously in a different way than you do, and my mentor and everything. So yeah, I'm just changing.
So
I'm just
so is this something where like you invite like, hey, what do you see going on with me? Or is it more of an open, like they just know that if they see that you are impatient in this area or you're thinking wrong about something, like they just know that they have the authority to come to you, or like
yeah.
you actually ask them, hey, what do you think?
I think usually well, it depends. It depends on who it is. So like my mentor is in kind of like a father figure to me, or he's definitely in that room of a father figure to me. Um so I do go to him and say, "Hey, this is what's going on with me." Like I submit myself. I'm like, "Hey, this is what's going on with me. This is my life. This is blah 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 blah. What do you think?" And that will be a conversation. It's actually usually him asking me questions, but it's the same idea.
Hmm.
Um, with Ashley, it would be more like she has the room definitely to say, "Hey, fuckface," but also I want to run everything by her anyway. At least the important stuff, the matters of the heart, the matters like my anxieties and fears as a father or whatever. I run that through her anyway, just because there's been many years where I wasn't open with her and when I kept everything in, and on more than one occasion that had, exploded our relationship. So now, consciously as a preventative measure, but also I want to do it more subconsciously. I'm just open with her, you know, with my
Hmm.
whole soul. With someone like you or another close person in my life, I it'd have to be someone that, like we talked about, someone that I think knows what the hell they're talking about. A and someone that I could hear it from. I think they just have that room, like not to be abused. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, they can lose that space too.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, people just have that room. If Vince was, and he has, if Vince were to say something to me, I would give it that weight.
Yeah.
Um, Health update.
What you got?
I think I've identified it. I kind of have kept this from you. Don't be upset. I've told a couple people close to me about this recently, and they were upset that I didn't tell them earlier.
The only thing that I'm going to be upset about is you're telling me and our 12 listeners at the same time.
That's cool. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you before. Shit.
But I'll probably hear. No, I'll hear it first.
Yeah, you're hearing
What
it
am
first
I?
right now.
I'm
You're
sorry.
hearing it first. You heard it here, folks. Heard it here first, folks. I so bet you know about this, and I've talked about it on here. Months ago, I want to say around March or April, I stood up too fast when I was living in Georgia. I was laying
Hmm.
down on a little day couch. I stood up too fast, was walking to the kitchen, and as I stood up too fast, I realized, oh, you're dizzy. You're gonna black out. And I took a couple. I was walking toward the couch. There was a couch between my living room and the kitchen. I was walking toward the couch to put my hand on it, but the lights went out before I could put my hand on it. And so I fell on the ground and also into a wall and knocked in a pretty good sized hole in my drywall.
A head shaped hole.
Yeah, no, it was actually a butt. It was a butt shaped hole. It was the perfect lower back.
Okay.
Um, but I don't remember passing out. All I remember is boom, hit smack in the ground and Allie and Ashley around me. Ah, and I'm like, I'm fine, I'm fine, whatever. Also around that same time, and even kind of recently, my Apple Watch has woken me up in the middle of the night and even sometimes during the day, giving me notifications that my heart rate had gone below 30 beats per minute.
God dang.
Yeah. So, which is a beat every 2 seconds. Like I'd gotten down to like 26 was the lowest one that it had clocked, like 26 beats a minute. My heart. It's
You
just
were when you were sleeping, or
mostly when I'm sleeping, but also like in the morning. Sometimes when I'm first waking up, my watch has given me the same alarm. When I'm sleeping, it's like waking me up. It's like seek medical attention.
yeah,
And I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm
just
turning.
turn it off.
Yeah, I'd just take it off and put it on the charger. I'm like, I should have charged you anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so that had been going on. I went to see my doctor and he was like, you're fine. He's like, you drink, are you hydrated? I'm like, yeah, I'm hydrated. He's like, are you getting enough rest? I'm like, yeah, sure. Getting enough rest. Are you, yeah. You're good. I am athletic. I mean, I don't compete or anything except whatever. I run often and I bike and I lift weights. Like, according to ChatGPT and my doctors, it's not abnormal for me to have a low heart rate. Like I should have a pretty low heart rate considering my age, weight, and activity, yada yada. So I was cool with that. Well, then I checked in with my new doctor down here in Pensacola, and the VA, surprise, the VA medical system didn't transfer my medical records from Atlanta to Pensacola. Same, same hospital network. Like it could just be an email. You could just
Yeah.
email a file, but they haven't. So when I showed up to Pensacola to the VA hospital, she was like, "Tell me everything about you. I don't know anything." So, so I was like, "Oh, snap."
How long you got?
Yeah. Well, two things that she was pretty concerned about was migraines. I get migraines pretty often, like the big boy migraines where you got to go to a closet and put a
Yeah.
thing. And usually with me, it involves putting some sort of pressure. Like I'll just squeeze my head as tight as I can in order to take that pressure off the ocular nerve.
Mm-hmm.
That happens. And these dizzy spells happened to be while I was checking into this new place. They took my blood pressure, and my blood pressure is real low. And this sweet old lady like started freaking out. Like whatever the top number was, wasn't supposed to go below 90, and mine was like 80 something. And she was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." She was like, "Are you dizzy?" I was like, "I was a little dizzy a little bit ago, but whatever. I'm cool. Let's rock and roll." And so yeah, while I was there, I'm laying all this stuff out, and she was like, dehydrated, no. Sleep, no. Fitness, no. She was like, okay, well then it could either be a heart condition or a tumor. I was like, oh no shit. She didn't say it like that. What she said was, we're gonna order you some tests. We're gonna order an EKG, and we're gonna order an MRI for your head. She didn't say for your head, but I knew where it was at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And and she made me do a bunch of labs. Well, I did the labs. Oh, and she gave me a blood pressure cuff. She was like, I want you to take your blood pressure 3 times a day and write it down. We've been kind of okay with that, whatever. And she's like, if it goes below 100, if the top number goes below 100, you need to go to the hospital. And
Slow
so,
down.
yeah.
Slow down. We ain't going to the hospital. Let's get
Well, yeah.
serious.
Well, so like this morning it was 101. I'm like, A-okay, baby. Or 100. I'm like, 100, it's all right. 99, there's a margin of error in there,
You just
I'm
got to
sure.
get the blood flowing a little bit.
Start doing some uppercuts. But so I did all the labs. I'm waiting on my EKG and MRI. But in the meantime, me and Chet have been working on this together.
Fast. Yeah.
And he's smarter than my doctor, let's be honest.
Guaranteed.
1,000%. Um, we've worked it out. We went over all my medications. I went over my sleep time, my blood pressure with him, my fitness, yada yada. Me and him both think that it's something to do with my medication.
Oh.
Specifically, oh, I don't know if I should say this. How much time we got left? 28. My depression medicine. My depression medicine is known to cause hypotension, low heart rate, low
Oh.
blood
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
It makes you too chill. My depression med makes me too
need,
chill.
to be, need to be a little bit more depressed.
What's funny is that is the last pharmaceutical that I agreed to take from the VA. They used to give me a metric fuck ton, if you will, of pharmaceuticals. Well,
Yeah.
I've whittled it down over the years to say yes, this, no, that, yes, 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 to where it's just this one depression med is the only one I take. And I'm willing to cut that. to cut that Band-Aid off. I'm willing to explore some new options, if you will,
Yeah,
especially if it's potentially killing me. You know what I
for
mean?
sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it's gonna kill you, then maybe try something different.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But if it's killing you, stop.
Yeah, find something else to do.
Yeah. Find something else to do.
I
But
started running again.
amen, you'd have. I've been seeing
You
that. Or
saw that.
I've seen some of them.
Yeah. I think I cut you off. Were you about to say something else?
No, I was just gonna wrap that up to where I've gone a few days off of it and my blood pressure has been a-okay since I've gone off of
Oh,
it.
really? That
Yeah,
fast?
my blood pressure's been literally the next day. My blood
Wow.
pressure was in the 120 over 60 whatever range.
No shit. Did you
Yeah.
have any did you have any kind of withdrawal symptoms or anything?
No, but I am not I don't I'm not having withdrawals from that I know of. I think that's going to come later. And how it will come is I will just feel generally blue and not know why. And I'm going to have to remind myself it's because you stopped taking your meds, homie. Let's go for a run. Let's go get out in the
Yeah.
sun. Let's write.
Yeah.
Let's do something else. Um, but I am also throttling back on THC and nicotine. I'm not cutting it out, but I'm throttling back on THC and nicotine. And there is not a withdrawal, but a feel of unease if the ritual of like I should when I wake up, I should have a cup of coffee and a cigarette. If I have
Hmm.
my cup of coffee and not that cigarette, I notice I'm not having that cigarette. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna think about that cigarette until it's like, okay, so I'm not gonna smoke until 5 p.m. And you best believe at 5 p.m. I'm lighting up.
Mm.
I burned a couple heaters on here, and it was kind of the same thing. I was like, we're not going to do it until it's chill time, and now it's chill time, so I
Dude,
can do it.
that I one the things I miss most about smoking
Uh huh.
are in the morning with coffee. And strangely enough, I used to love a cigarette after a run.
Hell yeah, I do. I
Like
still do.
that, man, I don't know what it is, but there's something about that post-run cigarette that just did
Yeah,
me right.
I like if you smoke. I will smoke a little bit of cannabis before and after a run, and I think that makes my lungs feel good. Like
Yeah.
it makes it like I can breathe better. I feel my lungs. I feel like when I'm getting a full breath and when I'm not, I feel like it makes me fully aware. And it
Yeah.
helps my back pain and knee pain and hip pain while I'm running.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got to bust out of here.
Yeah, dude. I enjoyed talking to you.
Always. All right. Well, so what do you think? Should we try to do one next week in Colorado? I won't be on my vow of silence yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do
Let's
one
try it.
when you're in Colorado.
Cool. All right. Catch you later on.
Peace.